born in the darkness of ignorance, and my spiritual master, His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, has opened my darkened eyes with the torchlight of knowledge. I offer my humble obeisances unto His lotus feet. So, this world is created by Krishna or Vishnu to fulfill all our whimsical desires. The root cause of all our whimsical material desires is that we want to become God. This is a confidential secret. This is the original sin of the living entities. They want to become God. So in this world, we should not be surprised that there is some enmity, there's some competition, there's some envy. We should take it as a natural state of material affairs. It's not a surprise. It is natural. It must be there. In one sense, it is a dog-eat-dog society. A human eats the animals. Then he takes birth as animals and is eaten by another human. The animals are eating little worms or little animals. It is a horrible place, this material world. Sometimes the meat eaters, they answer, well, it's the cycle of nature. We have to eat the animals. It's the cycle. Right? That's how things are working. In one sense, they're right. It is how it is. Always competition is going on. As soon as someone manifests some good qualities, immediately he's being envied by so many. So, it is a very difficult place to live. And especially in the age of Kali. The Prabhupada says that the Lord created this material world for the conditioned souls to learn how to perform yajna, sacrifice, for the satisfaction of Vishnu. So that while in the material world, they can live very comfortably without any anxiety in life. And to learn how, after finishing the present material body, they can enter into the kingdom of God. You see? So, along with giving us the facilities to fulfill all our material desires, Krishna simultaneously gives us the process of how to get out of this illusion. It's kind of like giving us a little message at the end of the road. Please come back. So that's why in this sense, Yada yada hi dharmasya glani bhavati bharata. Whenever the glani bhavati bharata, the purpose of religion is lost, the Lord appears himself or sends his representatives to rectify, to bring the focus back on track, devotional service. This is the ultimate yajna, devotional service. The ultimate sacrifice. It's not necessarily just offering foodstuff to Krishna. Ultimately, we should offer ourselves to Krishna. Offering foodstuff that is good, beginning. It's a good beginning, but ultimately we should offer ourselves on the altar. Meaning that we should give up our false ego. Oh, I am the enjoyer. I deserve prasadam. Right? We offer prasadam and then we want the prasadam. Oh, it's me. I offer it. I want. I deserve. So we should give up this false ego. I am the Lord and Master of all I survey. I am the possessor. I am the enjoyer. I am the renouncer. I am the controller. See, all these illusions we have. So this should be given up. This is the ultimate sacrifice. You sacrifice your false ego. Sacrifice your false ego. So it is not sentimental to give up the false ego. It is very scientifically analyzed in the Srimad Bhagavatam and the Bhagavad-gita. It is also there. But Srimad Bhagavatam describes more clearly, more elaborately, there's a knot. In the first canto, we were discussing in the second chapter. The second chapter of the Bhagavatam is full of potent instruction. It describes about the knot. There's a tight knot of material attachment in the heart. And there's also a way how to cut this knot. See, we have many material desires, right? Many nasty qualities, many nasty things. But how do we come to the root? The root is the knot. See, all these material desires, they're tight in a knot. If we cut the knot, then all the others, they're automatically finished. So, do you know how it is done? What does the Bhagavatam say? How do we cut the knot of false ego?
By sharp words.
By sharp words of whom?
Of spiritual master.
Of the spiritual master. That's right. Sharp words of the spiritual master. The most sharp words of the spiritual master describe the pastimes of Krishna. This is the most sharp words. Why?
Because it is interfering with our idea. Because Krishna is, in his pastime, he is enjoying the pastimes.
That's right.
He enjoy the control, all these qualities you mentioned. So we are also trying to do the same.
Yes.
So it's complete opposite, so it must be clash there.
That's right, exactly. We're envious.
Yeah.
We're envious. So simply telling people, oh, you rascal, you go to hell, or you're impure, that is also very difficult to bear. Yeah, sometimes people leave, Krishna consciousness because they think, oh, this is too heavy. They're being chastised, oh, you're nonsense. They're basically told the truth. They're being told the truth. You're taking another material body because you want to exploit other living entities. That's why you have this material body. Because you have a rotten mentality of exploitation. You never think of Krishna or others, you're simply thinking of yourself. This is demoniac. Right? So this is the first thing we have to understand. Before we accept a bona fide spiritual master, we should understand, I'm a demon. I'm actually a demon. We should understand this. And when we come to the spiritual master, it's with this understanding, I want to purify my demonic mentality. And if I become offended, oh, you call me a demon? How dare you? Then we don't really get it. See? Then Krishna will send us, go back to the stool. Sarva Yoni Shu. What is it? Not Sarva Yoni Shu. I cast them down to the lower species, to the lower birth, to the wombs of demoniac species, birth after birth, until they sink down to the lowest. Krishna says this in the at the end of the Bhagavad-gita, in one of the shlokas. And Prabhupada says, if God is all merciful, in that purport Prabhupada explains, if God is all merciful, then why is he doing this? Why is he punishing the sinners? He should be merciful. And Prabhupada explains, yes, this is the mercy. This is the mercy. He casts them down, down, down. He causes them immense suffering. Because only this can make them wake up. There are two ways. Either you hear from the spiritual master about Krishna, and you purify, and you engage in the service voluntarily, or then the nurse comes. Right? You can obey the mother. The Vedas are like the mother. Or if you don't obey the mother, then the mother gives the child to the nurse. Nurse doesn't have so much affection for the child, so the child suffers. So the nurse is the influence of the lower material energy, Maya. Stringent laws of material energy. They go down, down by karma. They suffer immense misery in the hellish planets. Because this is required. Not this way, then you have to go this way. Somehow or other, Krishna is always trying to put you on the right track. So we should not be foolish and choose voluntarily the dark path. Rebelling, still keeping the false ego. Oh, I am very, at least theoretically. See, practically we don't realize this. If we're really repentant, then it will be trinarapi sunichi. Now, then it will be feeling lower than the blade of grass, more tolerant than a tree. We would really feel it. Amanina manadenya. What is it? Amalina Manadi. You know?
Expect any price for myself, but
giving praise to others. Yes.
To others.
Yes. This is very difficult. Not expecting any praise from myself. Is it such a cheap thing to achieve? Oh yeah, I got it. Yeah, I don't expect any praise. It's not so cheap. Actually, a person who really understands that it is foolish to expect praise from oneself, and he really gives praise to others, he will never say that I don't expect any praise from myself. Quite the opposite. Just like Narottam Das Thakur says, I've been drinking the cups of poison. He is the greatest Acharya. He is a Mahabhagavat. Who can compose songs like Narottam Das Thakur? Daily we sing some of his songs, right? Shri Guru Charana Padma is Narottam Das Thakur. Such an elevated soul. But he's saying, I've been drinking cups of poison because I've been associating with non-devotees. He's not associating with non-devotees. If he's associating with non-devotees become pure devotees simply by his association. But why is he saying this? Because he's humble. He's always thinking, I am warm in a stool. Krishna Das Kaviraj Goswami says, I'm warm in a stool. Jaga and Madai, oh, how elevated. How elevated they were. But I'm not even on the platform of Jaga and Madai. I'm warm in a stool. Warm in a stool has a habit of going back to stool. How much Krishna Das Kaviraj Goswami, how much he's blaspheming himself. So these are the feelings of really humble devotees. Not that, I know everything. Yeah, I'm humble. Yeah. Immediately, if someone says that, immediately you know, here is a fool. He's a fool number one. Fool is not discovered until he speaks. Until he speaks. So, this we have to acquire. This is what distinguishes us from the impersonalists. This deep sense of humility. I am insignificant. I'm a nonsense number one. So many devotees, they have this ego. I have to save Prabhupada's mission. Prabhupada's movement is in complete mess. Now I have to rectify the situation. Now I have to expose the rust. Now I have to solve the situation. There cannot be more false ego than this. Most puffed up. Anyone who's thinking, Prabhupada needs my help. He's thinking that he's more than Prabhupada. Prabhupada doesn't need your help at all. You need your own help. That's why Prabhupada is giving the instruction. You chant, you follow the regulative principles, you preach, you set up centers. These are very important and essential instruction of the Acharya. Anyone who doesn't follow or who does not want to follow or find objection to these activities is a rascal. It's not a Prabhupada disciple. Now it has become a cheap thing. I'm a Prabhupada disciple. I'm a Ritvik. I accept Ritvik system. Become a cheap thing. You're a Prabhupada disciple? What are you doing for Prabhupada? Simply criticizing, no work. That is the business of an inferior man. I do not say this. Prabhupada stated this in his letter to Nityananda in 1972. You can check out on the database. Prabhupada says this. Simply criticizing and no work. You can criticize. That is not a crime. Yes, preaching means criticize. That's what it means. But criticizing all the nonsense. But no work. What is this? This is called Mayavadi impersonalist. Neti, not this. And positive, zero. You have zero. So if someone is really engaged in purification, if he really wants to purify his ego, then he should adopt this Sankirtan Yagya. Sankirtan. Sankirtan Yagya is not a solitary thing. In my apartment, and I practice solitary my Krishna consciousness. You must spread it. If you do not spread it, if you do not preach, if you don't convert others to Krishna consciousness movement, then you're not part of Sankirtan Yagya. You might not be successful. No one will listen to you. But you have to try. If you're not trying, if you're not doing anything, then you're a rascal. You're not part of Lord Chaitanya's movement. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati wrote a poem. He wrote a song, Dushtaman. He's exposing all the rascal solitary practitioners. Why you practicing in solitude? Take up the process of Sankirtan. Sankirtan means together. See, so if someone adopts this Sankirtan Yagya movement, if he wants to create the Krishna conscious communities in this world, then he must learn this Trinadapi Sunichina, because there will be so many opposition. There will be so much inimical behavior. This is how the envy manifests. See? The conditioned souls subconsciously feel, the Krishna consciousness movement is taking hold. So subconsciously they try to stop it. Because if the Krishna consciousness movement is spread, then no more illicit sex, no more meat eating, no more gambling, no more intoxication, no more rubbish. No more rubbish, no more cheating, no more dishonesty. So in Kali Yuga, everyone is dishonest. Everyone is a hypocrite. He's criticizing and himself is doing nothing. He's breaking the instructions. Full of hypocrisy. So much hypocrisy is going on. So it is not so easy to be part of the Sankirtan movement. It is not so easy. And one should completely give up any sort of criticism of devotees if he wants to go on. The more you criticize, the more you will be criticized later on. This is how it works. Instant karma, back, you get it. You should never criticize unless it is absolutely necessary. See, there's so many churches, so many mosques, and people are professing to be Christians and Muslims and Hindus and Buddhists and so on. They're breaking all the principles. They're not following any of the words of their acharyas. But do we go to their places and try to stop them? No, this is not a Vaishnava. Let them go on. We do our own thing. And we show them by positive example. Look, this is how ecstatic you can be. It is possible to follow these principles. We show them. We never go. We never stop anyone from doing anything, because that is good. Somehow or other, at least they accept the existence of God. We never say, this is bad. Krishna consciousness is the rope which ties everything together. It's not another sectarian camp religion, and I create some sect of people and exploit them very nicely. No. It's a universal religion of mankind. So we should understand the importance of the Sankirtan movement, and we should take up the Sankirtan properly. Go out and preach. Don't talk. Go out and preach. Go out on the streets. If you cannot go on the streets, then you preach some or other. But let the message go out to the new people, to those who have never heard of Krishna. Then you will see how much opposition there is. That is a real heroism. Face the opposition, face the insults, face the beatings. The devotees were beaten many times. I was also attacked. A few times I was attacked on the Sankirtan. So try that. Then you criticize.